Is there a better sound in the morning? No, but this TRT epidemic is on another level. Obviously now with the increased marketing, the increased accessibility, it has turned into something that is just seen as like taking another supplement, which is honest. It's crazy to me that fitness, quote unquote, has gotten to this point where injecting exogenous hormones has become normal. And it's almost like you can either be on gear or you can just be on TRT dose, which is not steroids, which makes no sense at all. But this is just a little run on the idea that TRT, okay, so around the idea that if you're thinking about TRT, you better have a really damn good reason to be on. I believe the statistic is 85% of people that start come off after a year. And it's most likely because if you're within the physiological range of testosterone, you're not going to notice any noticeable effects. You're not going to just come out and start looking lean and jacked. You're not going to suddenly have superhuman strength. You're not going to suddenly sell more programs on Instagram because these things aren't happening. It's when you get out of the physiological range is when you start to see these changes, because that's what steroids do. That's why all the different athletes and honestly pretty much everyone on social media is on some kind of gear. Sorry. But that's the thing as well. It's an easy litmus test. If you see people on Instagram or social media and they're training and it's just videos of themselves training and they're shirtless in pretty much every video and they're looking pretty jacked and lean, 99% chance they're on gear. It's just how it is now. It's literally part of the marketing playbook for people in fitness. And it's completely skewed what a, I guess, quote unquote, normal body type is, or say a natural body type is for someone who lifts weights. Now people think that they need to get to whatever this goal is. And it's usually like, you know, someone's like 5'8", 200 pounds shredded. Like, there are very few people that will get to that naturally. That's a relatively big human being to be 5'8", 200 pounds shredded. If you were in a natural bodybuilding competition and you were 5'8", you would be somewhere down closer to like the 160 pounds, you know, 160 to 170 if you're really good. You'll be in like that kind of range to be closer to shredded. And that's in a natural lifter. Now imagine, obviously, when you start getting on gear and things, obviously this skews that way out of proportion. And it's driven by this heavy marketing, I guess, campaign for TRT. Now, obviously, because now everyone's cashing in with compounding pharmacies, there are telehealth, I guess, hormonal practices, and even just local ones around probably in your area who are prescribing it. They get the monthly subscription. Essentially, you get your blood test, then you get given your testosterone doses every week. It's just this normal thing now. And it's just like everything in the world. Everything you do day to day is driven by a previous marketing campaign. Like easy ones, for example, like bacon as part of a breakfast food. That was part of the pork industry marketing bacon as a breakfast food so they can sell more pork. Orange juice and cereal for breakfast is another easy example. You can even look at mint in your toothpaste. There's also another marketing thing. Toothpaste originally didn't have mint. Well, there was mint toothpaste and non-mint toothpaste, and obviously the mint made it feel cleaner, and so obviously all the companies went down that road. So everything is built on marketing, and this TRT is just the marketing on that is just being pushed so hard. It's the same with like boner pills, like the companies selling those and being seen as this normal thing that you should take. You know, this stuff has been pushed so heavily that it's become normal and almost like day-to-day, I guess, fitness and lifting society. And it's kind of sad because you have young teenage kids, or even just like people in the young 20s, starting lifting and then getting on stuff when they just started lifting, which is crazy. Even back in the day, like in the old, I guess you could say the golden era of internet fitness, when it was just kind of like articles, forums and things like that, people would be like, it was never a thing. I'm not gonna say it's never a thing. It wasn't a thing where people just got on as soon as they started. It was always recommended, hey, lift for 10 years and then maybe see if you want to do that later on because you're competing or whatever it is. Now it's just like, get on, stay on from a young age. And obviously it doesn't help when I would say that the whole YouTube fitness vlog thing with all the bodybuilders and juicers on there being so open about it as well, while it's, I guess you could say it's transparent of them to do that and it's more honest and quote unquote authentic, I think it's also, the openness has led to more issues than not, just because now it's seen as so normal. And you see people would go, I mean, look at Sam Silik, right? Grew up and took like a year to become uber famous as a bodybuilder. And, you know, he's not open about gear, but, you know, everyone kind of knows that he is. And that kind of stuff, rise to fame, it's like, okay, well, if this guy can just get on and get big, I can do the same thing and also grow a big following in a year, and then that's your life set. So obviously there's a lot of different factors pushing this kind of TRT, I guess, what would you call it, trend right now. I don't think it's going to stop. I think the way the marketing is just going to get heavier and heavier because there's a lot of money to be made in this. And I think a lot of people are going to fall into this trap and then realize maybe that's not the answer to their problems. Obviously, if you have clinically low testosterone, yeah, obviously you're going to feel a difference by bumping it up into the physiological range. But if you're already in that physiological range, going from 400 up to like 800 ain't going to do shit for you. You just have to poke yourself with needles every week, which would be a pain in the ass. So just bear that in mind. Obviously, if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments so I can answer them in the next video, and I'll see you then.